Welcome back to the morning show, viewers, on Tobago Updates Television, and we thank you for staying with us as we continue the show this morning. We're heading straight into conversations. As I said, we're preparing for Tobago Carnival 2023, and we're heading straight into conversations with Mr. Collis Hazel. He's the Assistant Commissioner of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and we're speaking this morning, zero tolerance for crime at Tobago Carnival. Good morning, Mr. Hazel, and welcome.
Good morning to you, and good morning to all your visitors, viewers, looking at this program, local and regional and international.
Right. So we're talking about Tobago Carnival 2023, which is just 1 week away, right? And we're looking at the crime situation, and we're talking about preventing zero tolerance, zero tolerance. We don't want any criminal activities taking place throughout the carnival season, the carnival period, while patrons are enjoying themselves on the road. So tell us, what is the plan? What is the strategy? What have you identified as some of the loopholes from last year? Because this is our second installment of this carnival. What are some of the loopholes, and what are some of the things you have put in place? Without, of course, I know that you wouldn't be able to divulge all your information, but at least giving us some measure of comfort that there are strategies in place to curb any measure of crime happening throughout the carnival period.
Okay, so first of all, I want to say that we have examined the trajectory of what has happened in the past in terms of the Tobago Fest, and as an activity on the island, we know that that was marred with violence. And the carnival is part of our tourism package here with the Tobago House of Assembly. And certainly, in order to attract persons and even our own citizens, we ought to ensure that there is that level of safety and security for persons. Hence the reason we have adopted the approach in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to ensure that security is paramount at this event. Having said that, in the initial planning stage of this event, we have identified a stakeholder analysis in our operations, thereby allowing the opportunity for other stakeholders involved in the festival to meet with the police so that we can start a plan to look at the risks that will be associated with the event, and to focus on how we can lessen, we can reduce, and we can mitigate those risks. In the risk factors, we would have identified that while people come to participate in carnival celebration and have good time in terms of revelry, we do have those who take that opportunity in order to continue to ply their trade in a life of crime. And certainly, we are saying that this is not the opportunity. We will not allow anyone to pounce on person in their operations in order to benefit by way of crime for the Tobago Carnival. And therefore, the security apparatus that has been set up is well oiled and is prepared to deal with all eventualities that the persons who are bent on crime and criminal activity will be perpetrated. And of course, our plans are in place. May I say to you that I will not divulge our plans. However, we are convinced that based on our tabletop exercise that we would have established and our own security apparatus, we believe that that will work in order to deal with those persons who are bent on criminal activity on the island.
I know one thing that brings a measure of comfort to some patrons, especially in events like this, is a heavy police presence. I mean, I know you can't divulge the actual strategy, which of course is it makes sense not to divulge because you don't want your criminal elements knowing what you're going to do. But a measure of a high police presence brings that measure of comfort. Can we guarantee or can we be rest assured that we will be seeing more police presence on the streets, on the roads, at the events, at all the things that culminate our Carnival experience 2023?
Certainly, I give that assurances that both for the pre-fets and on the day of Carnival celebration here on the island, you will see a large flock of police officers strategically placed in order to treat with person safety and security. And of course, one of the areas that we are venturing onto as well is to ensure, because there are restrictions, road restrictions, in terms of the diverting traffic to different places. We will be mapping out those strategic areas to ensure that police officers are deployed on those routes as well, so that persons will not be misled and they will have an opportunity to see of safety even at the routes that will be utilized. So rest assured, police officers, we are joined by all services, all our colleagues in service, both from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. We also have members of the Fire Service and also other agencies in which will be aligning with us in order for that comprise our security apparatus. So one can assure that we are giving persons that level of security on Carnival days and before Carnival events.
Right. That is very good. That is very good. You know, one thing I want to also mention is that criminals are they are very clever and they will find a way if they want to find a way. And one thing I was thinking about is while we have all these people out of their homes and on the streets and parading and enjoying the masquerading and all the things that culminate Carnival, what about our communities where people have left their homes, the entire families on the road, they're enjoying the event, they're enjoying the parade? Can we look forward to any sort of increased presence also in community, like community watchdogs or anything like that happening for the carnival period?
Certainly, what I would want to say to the Tobago public is that we have not disrupted our patrols to the other communities that will not be involved in Carnival this year. So we continue to maintain operations at Crown Point, at Charlottesville, at all Roxborough and all the other areas where we will not have carnival activity. We will be maintaining our usual presence and even upping the presence in order to treat with that issue where people will feel that all the person will be converged on Scarborough, so there is an opportunity to treat on their activity. So rest assured that patrols will be maintained in these areas as well.
About zero tolerance for Carnival 2023, and every aspect, every element of our Carnival production has been considered. Right, we're speaking with Mr. Collis Hazel. He's the Assistant Commissioner, and we're speaking about the things that have been put in place to ensure that patrons and non-patrons remain safe throughout this Carnival period. Mr. Hazel, before we wrap this conversation, what else do you want to tell our viewers, our listeners, to ensure and to guarantee and to be rest assured that they will be safe? Our Carnival will be safe. I hear the passion in your voice when you talk about the zero tolerance for crime. I know that you stand for that. And to just give us a little bit of a buffer, some sort of comfort to ensure, listen, we've put everything in place, we've made the assessments, and all we're waiting for is to execute and to ensure a safe carnival period for all our patrons, our visitors, our guests, and for those of us who reside here in Tobago.
Certainly, I would want to say to all that our Operation Blast, which brings land, air, and sea together, will be in full force. We have worked our plan, and therefore we will be executing our plan as we continue to create that level of safety. I want to say to all that this opportunity for Carnival as a tourism product will also see we will have that opportunity where safety is going to be part of the product. And therefore, I want to say to all participating and all our residents as well, that you can rest assured that the police, the TTPS, and the other arms of service of defense will be there to provide that support and safety and security. I want to also send a message to the persons outside there who are bent on crime that have your wine, enjoy yourself, but really and truly, this carnival is not about crime and criminality in our revelry on Paradise Island. If you want to spend the opportunity for the weekend with us, think about crime. And then we will answer your question. We have enough cells throughout the island in order to deal with persons who are lawbreakers and who are bent on crime. And therefore, I'm asking all that are participating, enjoy your revelry, but do it with be safe in terms of what you're doing and with moderation. I would also want to say to persons who are bent on drinking excessive alcohol, our DIU unit will be in place as well. So I'm asking you, if you are drinking, don't drive, or please have a designated driver. We would really want to see all persons involved being safe. Just as you came, you must be able to enter in one piece. And therefore, take that time to examine and to be aware of your surroundings and the person who you are associating with. Do not take drinks from strangers, and do not consume anything that you don't know that was provided for you without being concealed. It is very important at this point in time that parents beware of if their children are involved in the celebration or young adults, please take care of them so that they will not be astray and provide unnecessary due pressure on the police. Although we will have a lost and found boot at the old FCB Can Park, so that persons who are missing can also go to that area. Once again, we are reminding road users, please, we will be doing speed exercises. So I'm asking you, please pay attention to your vehicles, and as well as do not speed over excessively in terms of and consuming alcohol. We are asking persons to ensure that their premises are safe and secure as they leave to participate in carnival activities. We are also asking all and sundry, in much as we do, let us remember that carnival will come again, and if you are to enjoy it, you have to be able to ensure that you exercise that level of safety and security for yourself as we try to protect you and all the others participating. Once again, let me say how happy I am to inform the public as we partner with you in this Tobago Carnival. It belongs to all of us. And in order for it to be successful, we look forward in seeing a total togetherness of exercising safety precaution measures so that we will be happy at the end of the day in our revelry and to be alive. Thank you, and I look forward to a safe and sound carnival for 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Hazel, the Assistant Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago Police Services, talking about zero tolerance for crime. He said, criminals, you ask the question, we will provide the answer. They're speaking about safety for Carnival 2023. Thank you so much, Mr. Hazel. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a short break and we'll be back with more conversations with our other guests. But in the meantime, we thank you for staying with us and we ask you to continue to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.